Hi everyone, it's Gail. I am here with the start of my series on making multiple journals of the same type at the same time. I'm hoping to share some tips with you on how I organize myself, the process that I go through, and what we are going to make is we are going to make 3 Christmas journals from this Stamperia pink Christmas scrapbooking paper. And I can't remember. I'm so sorry, but I can't remember where I got this paper. It was an Etsy store that was carrying this. I also got the little cards that went with it. But you know, Lots of Bubbles for me does carry on Etsy does carry the Stamperia brand, so she may have some. So that's what I know about that paper. We're going to do 3 of those. We're going to do 6 of the lavender journals. And so we're going to do 3 and 6, and they're all going to be traveler's notebooks. And so, of course, the place where I start is I look for the papers that I want for the covers. So I actually used this size. It's the 8 1/4 about by 11, and I really like using this for the covers because you can cut off just, to make it 8 1/2 this way. Your 4 1/4 gives you a little, or your 8 1/4 width gives you a little less than 4 1/4 wide, but they're good. They'll fit in a traveler's notebook and all that kind of thing. So I thought I'd tell you, I look for, I don't know how many papers I have left in here, but I was hoping I would have an example. I look for pages, for instance, that have an image that will be on the front cover. So as far as your paper goes, you want to find an image that is right down here. If you want an image on your cover, you could do a plain paper too and have that be your cover if you wanted. So that's what I looked for first, and I did on the Stamperia paper. I found the covers, and then I also decided which paper I would like to have in the center of my journal. So in the center of the signature. So I'll show you those in just a second. I also picked the cover and the inside piece of paper with the lavender, and these are more are more, what would you say? There's not an image in the bottom here. They're all all covered with the pattern of the paper. This one, however, what I did with this one is cut it off here and use this half for the front, so that the flower and the ledger part was the front cover and the back was more plain. So that's really all I have to tell you about that. Oh, here they are. Here's the cutoffs from doing it that way on this particular size paper pad. It works great. And then what I've been doing is cutting off and making a tag out of this middle part. So we'll get to that, but of course I'll save all these, and then the middle part can be a tag and the sides can be a journaling card or something. So that, though, will come at the decorating stage. So first stage, picking your cover paper, picking your middle paper. That's what I do. Okay, I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to grab the journals that we've done, or that I've done. The next step that I do is to, I'll just grab this one for now. The next step that I do is to sew around the cover. With the cardstock, I just like to have that edge sewn. It just gives it a little bit of extra something. So we're going to do that. And what I would do is sew around all 9 covers at the same time. You know, each step I put all 9 journals through that particular step. So let's see. Let me see where. We'll just start here. And I think for this one, I'm just going to do a simple zigzag around the corner. Let me make sure my sewing machine is in camera. Looks pretty good. And I'm using a light pink thread here. And we're just going to sew around the edge. 1 thickness of cardstock, because both these papers are quality papers. They're nice and thick, and you really only have to use 1 to make your covers. So yeah, we're just going to go around the edge like so. And all the way around. Okay. One more side. And then I get my stitch as close as I can to the first stitch, and then what I do is tie them off, because on the cover I don't want to go back and forth. Sometimes I do. It depends on the paper, it depends on the stitch, but I'm just going to tie each side together. Tie those threads together so that they stay, and then we'll just give that a little clip off. There. Now my cover is ready. So then I'm just going to take it and fold it in half. Give it a good press down the side. And I'm going to, this is what I want on the inside cover, or inside of the signature, the very middle. So I'm just going to fold that right now too, and put that in there. It hangs over a little bit. We're not going to worry about that. I'll probably put lace on the edges of these journal pages. But now that one is ready. And what I do next is decorate the cover. You could either decorate the cover or pick your papers for the inside. I just like to get the covers done. So I've got my 3 Christmas ones, and I've got the other 5 lavender ones. And I've kind of pulled out some things to decorate. I should say, first of all, that I sewed around all of my covers except one, because I didn't want you to have to watch me sew around all of these covers. But that is step 2. So step 1, pick out your paper. Step 2 is sew around all of these journals. So I used some brown thread on some and some pink thread on others, depending. And I've got some various things to decorate with, mostly on the lavender ones. They are images from Mrs. Coggs. This one is Artie Mae's, but these are all Mrs. Coggs. So I'm just going to set these aside, and we are going to do covers for as much time as we have left in our hour, which, geez, we're only at 10 minutes. We're doing great. So, okay, what I did, these are the papers that I picked for the 3 Christmas ones, and I did not pick their middle ones, so we'll do that before we move on to the purple ones. But I didn't, the paper in the middle was a little tricky because there's only so many papers or pages in these scrapbook paper packs from Stamperia. So anyway, haven't done that yet, and there's kind of a reason that I'm going to do it after, which is that I have all my parts and pieces for decorating these together because I wanted to be organized so that I didn't keep you guys waiting while I'm humming and hawing over this and that. So let's get started on these covers. So this one, you can see the paper, move these out. You can see the paper, when I picked it out, it was like this. Let's see, there was a side down here and a side here. And I just cut it 8.5 by 9. And so this is 4.5 across here. 4.5 like this. Well, I got to sewing, and of course, as Gail always does, Gail had a difficulty. And so see where my sewing machine ran out of bobbin thread and I have little holes there? So I've decided to put some trim on there to fix that. But it had this open space here, and so I think what I'm going to do is just layer some fabric, some cheesecloth over the top. I can get it to stay unwrinkled up here. Some cheesecloth over the top, and we'll trim that as needed later. And then I cut this. This is just a little piece of real thin cardstock, and my thought is I think I want to use these these little definition stamps. These are a Stampin' Up! Stamp called Define Your. And they're discontinued, so you may be able to find them on eBay. That's where I found mine. So I was thinking about, there's one in here that says kindness. Well, delight would be awesome too, wouldn't it? We might be thinking on that. Gratitude's a good one. Happy is a good one. So far I'm thinking we've got delight, we've got happy. I was actually thinking of putting the kindness one on there, but I don't know. I either like, there's memories too. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, kindness I use on everything, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to eliminate that one. Now we've got happy, delight, and memories. I think I'm going to go memories. Okay, just made that decision. Okay, so let me grab my Stays On ink. I'm going to use Stays On for this. And we're just going to, you know what I'm thinking? I think I have some brown Stays On. Hold on a second. Yep. Let's use the brown because I think that will go better with everything. Okay, so memories. Let's make sure we have it right side up. And make sure this stamp pad still has a good amount of ink in it. I have a jillion pieces of this cardstock paper, so if this doesn't turn out, we can do it again for sure. Oh, it's a little crooked. Okay, don't love that. All right, let's do another one. A little wide, isn't it? I'm looking for about the width there. Here's some coffee dyed. Maybe that would be nice, huh? Sometimes there's a reason I mess up. Mostly it's just me. But sometimes you end up with a better something than you thought. I think I'll be able to cut around that. I'll be able to use that for something else, but let's see if we can get this a little more straight. I'm going to line it up with my little board here. And I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. Maybe that's my problem, is I'm not looking over it quite well enough. Okay, let's see if that turns out. Good, good. And a little trick that I had heard is when you stamp, if you hold it 5 seconds, it gives the paper a chance to absorb the ink. Yeah, that's just fine. That is just fine. And so, okay, I'm going to be a somewhat good stamp mom and go ahead and wipe this off. I love these definition stamps, and so I really do want them to stay nice, and so I usually do take the minute to wash them off a little bit. Okay, I'm going to leave that out to dry. Put these back in the box. Okay. We're in business. I do think I want to round the corners on that. And I also think I want to ink the edges some. So we'll get out my vintage photo. Oh, I can't tell you how happy I am to be back in my, oops, not this one. That's for use some other place. Oh boy. I need to sharpen my poor little corner stamp. It's just sad. I'm so glad to be back in my craft room after my vacation. We had such a great vacation, but I went like 10 days without crafting. Ay, ay, ay. It's a wonder I still have my sanity. Okay, so there it is. Let's give that a little ink. And I missed all of you too, although you were awesome about watching some of my older videos and still communicating with me, so that was fun. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to put that there. That's where that's going to live. But I think I want to, before I put that stuff down, I want to get my ribbon down. And I've got this it's ribbon and pearls that is so pretty. And I think I'm just going to go right down the edge of the cover with that. So we'll use our handy dandy Fabri-Tac and just go right down where my sewing machine ran out of bobbin. Oh, it just never fails. You know, there's always something that kind of goes awry. There we go. That's pretty anyway. Again, a little mistake that has turned out to be an okay thing. See, I don't think I got quite to the end of that. Let's get a little more on there. There, that's good. That seems to be okay at the top. Okay, so that's that side, but we have the inside as well. Isn't this paper gorgeous, you guys? Oh, I love it. So we're going to put just this little pink trim. And this pink trim is from my stash. I think it might have been Happy Mail. The one on the outside with the pearls, I believe, is Hobby Lobby. So, in case anyone wonders, okay, I'm just going to go right down, once again, just right down the area where the holes show. Oops, there goes the glue. I get engrossed and forget to put the cap on. Okay, so good. Well, that is good, and I really just like that anyway. Okay, so let's put on our decorations on this one. Oh, maybe I'll just go straight onto the fabric. Once again, I'm kind of getting to the end of this fabric tack, so I'm going to need to open another one. Okay. Put that on there, and then I'm gonna lay this cheesecloth on the fabric here where I want it, and then I'll put the glue more so on this little card. And I'm putting it on fairly thick so it'll sink through the cheesecloth. Ah. Okay. I'm just gonna hold that down for a second to make sure that it sticks well. And I'm just going to take off just a bit of that cheesecloth. Okay, cover number 1 done. Yes. Okay, so this one I did not mess up the sewing. And what I'm thinking of doing with this one, this is one of the little Tim Holtz words, and I've just gone ahead and cut this, and I want to put that under there, and then put this on here like that, and then that one will be done. So what we need to do is I need to cut this down slightly so that it doesn't show through the book plate. And I don't know that I've ever shown putting a book plate on before, so that's probably a good thing to show you guys too. So actually need to cut that back a little bit. Let's see how that is. Yep, that's good. Might take a little more off this one corner. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm going to adhere it to the book plate. You can put these book plates on to where you can change out the word if you want, but I mean, I think this will be just great the way it is, right? Okay, so I have to grab those little screws up here, or not screws, brads, these little brads. Now, one thing you could do is you could poke holes in your cover and put the brads through there, but I'm not wanting to do that. I'm gonna just dull down the Believe a little bit. It was really stark white. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put these through and actually make sure they're both copper. Nope, that one's not copper. Let's see, is this one copper? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna, yikes, I'm gonna actually spread these apart, but I think I'll get the Believe on there first. So I'm just gonna put some Fabri-Tac along this side and along this side, and then do my very best to get this centered where I want it. Okay, let's turn it over and just manipulate it a little bit while we can, so that's nice and straight, so that's awesome. Yeah, let's see if we can do this without messing them up. Oop. Maybe not. Okay, so I just want to spread this out, and because I'm just gonna, and you can kind of see, I kind of bent it in a V. Can you see that? So that it doesn't show on the other side. And then we're just gonna glue this down rather than poke a hole in the cover. Okay. And I'm going to put a spot of glue on those brads just so that they stay put where I put them. And then we're just going to glue this down. Sorry if my hand's in the way, but I need to hold it. Okay. I'm not putting anything under it. I tried some cheesecloth under it and stuff, and I just liked it plain. So we're going to pop that right about there. And now it looks nice and straight. So cover number 2 done. And we'll just set it here to dry while we look at this one. What did I decide to do with this one? Oh yeah. Once again, the sewing was an issue and it got all kind of goobery here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this beautiful pink, once again, I don't know where I got it, ribbon right over the top of that. And so you won't even see it. So, and this one on the cover, I really was kind of thinking of just leaving it as it is because it's very decorative as is. Not sure which side. Maybe they're both the same. They kind of look both the same. I don't know. I'm feeling that being the front for some reason, so that's what we'll do. And yeah, I'm just going to put that little ribbon right up the front there. And then on this side, we'll put this longer piece. I just cut it so that it went from the top to the bottom, kind of. And I actually think we're just going to put our Fabri-Tac straight onto the ribbon. Come on, get in there. Yeah. Sometimes it just takes it a minute to sink to the bottom there, and I just don't have the patience to wait for it. Okay, so let's just put this right down here. Just kind of using this area as a marker. Love that. Okay. So, yeah, the front of this one, I didn't want to cover up any of that. Although we could put something right there, couldn't we? Maybe just a little something. Let me grab something here. Of course, I didn't have every, I don't know. I just kind of thought that that was enough as it was, but now I'm kind of looking at it going, well, maybe we do want something on there. Like, that's kind of nice, isn't it? And we could put a word or phrase of some sort on that. Okay, I do always reserve the right to change my mind. I do. Just saw this sitting in my room. Oh, see, but I don't want that to cover up that. Okay. Well, if I used a little cheesecloth, what would that be like behind it? And maybe not. Maybe we just put it the way it is. Yeah, I think I think just a tiny bit of cheesecloth would give it a little more dimension, so I'm going to just clip off a little bit. Just gives it a little something. Okay, so what I want is some sort of word there. Now, what do I have? I have a Christmas one here. I have holiday greetings. Do you think that will fit on there? Let's look. Ooh, it does. Okay, but I do not feel confident stamping that. So I'm going to use my Tim Holtz. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz. What is it called? Stamp platform. Okay. Just barely get a magnet on it because the stamp itself is going to go clear to the edge. Okay, we're going to have to go high in that corner too. Okay. Ooh, just barely fits. Okay, what we need to do is move over because I'm running into this edge. Okay, let's see how that does. Okay, and the beauty of these is you just press this down and it's gonna put that little stamp right on there. I am going to go ahead and use my black this time just because I do want that to show up well. Since I've re-inked this, it likes to rub more than it does to pounce. So that's what I do. Okay. We'll give it the 5-second rule again. It actually turned out pretty great. Okay. Awesome. Yipes. As I drop it on the floor, which isn't a bad thing in itself, but if I step on it, that's not good. Okay, so then I need to clean up a little bit. Those are bugging me. And this back. Okay, no idea where these stamps came from, by the way, or the brand or anything. 'Cause I take them out of the packaging so that they'll fit in my little storage box over there. So I'm just going to give this a little, because, you know, I just have to give it a little distressing up. Okay, looks a little more shabby chicy. Okay, so I really want, I've got kind of a crispy corner on this cheesecloth, so I'm just going to put it out that way, and we'll cut it off after we get this glued down. I'm glad we decided to do a little something on this one, but you can see the picture takes up most of the space on the front cover, so I was kind of like, well, maybe I don't put anything on there, but I like that. That's going to be good. And we're just going to give this a snip. Awesome. All right. There we go. Bubbling up again. Okay, so that brings us to having the 3 done. And normally I'd move right on to this, to the other 6, but we're going to take a brief moment and look at our papers again and just see if what we can do in the middle of these, since I didn't do that beforehand. But there's our 3 covers so far. Awesome. And I really feel like most of what's left are these journaling card type pages. So that's going to make it interesting. There's this one and this one. And then we're on to tags. So let's start with this one, which, oh my gosh, the Stamperia paper, you guys, I am nuts about it. I just think it's so beautiful what they do. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to grab my paper cutter, because what I'm thinking is maybe of using a full page in one of the journals, and then using just maybe half pages or something in the others. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to cut this 8.5 by 9. So, okay, I'm going to do the 8.5 first. And so hopefully you guys can see me. Am I? Yep, I'm still good. Okay. Okay, so there's the 8.5. I'm thinking maybe we can do something with this, was my thought. Okay, there's the 8.5. Here's the 9. Okay, so this will be the inside cover, or not the inside cover, the inside signature middle of one of the books. So let's decide which book we really like that in. Okay, I'm leaning toward this one just because it's got a lot of turquoise to it. So, Okay, so that'll be our inside page there. Okay, so that one is totally done with this step. Front decorated and inside page ready. Okay, so then these two, you know, I was kind of wondering if I could just do, I think I will. I think I'll cut this, this one where the writing is going the correct direction. I think I will, sorry, that was loud. I think I'll cut it at 9. And we're just going to, we'll use it in the middle, but obviously it's going to be paired up with some other paper yet to be determined when we figure out what our signature is going to look like, which will be the next step. So the next video that we do. Okay, so do I want it in here? I think I do, just in the middle of this one. So I don't know what the paper will be that surrounds it, but we'll put that in the middle of that one. And then let's look at our papers again. I feel like there was that Santa Claus one. Put that with the scraps. See, the other thing we could do is maybe use a couple other of these scraps along with that one in that. Okay. As I'm saying it, I'm thinking it. I mean, I don't like it as much as I would have liked to have liked it, but maybe we'll put an extra one of these in with it. Or not. I don't love it. So, okay, that was a thought. All right, so then let's look at the Santa one here. Wherever he is. Where'd you go, Santa? There you are. Okay, so this is our only other big piece of paper that is not like a journaling card or something. So I had a little fussy cutting for this evening on that. I can cut out those pieces, so that'll be great. Anyway, we're going to use this as the middle of this one, which will be so cute. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to keep Santa, right? So we're going to do the 8.5 this way, tall-wise, or whatever you would say. Okay. And then look, we've got this lovely to work with. Love that. Oh, such pretty paper. Okay, and then we're going to go this way because we want to keep as much of Santa as we can. And we kind of end up with, that could be a super cute tag, right? With the trees and stuff on it. Okay, so this one then is going to be the middle of this one. So we're going to just fold it edge to edge like that. And we'll press that down more when we choose the other signature pages. So we'll have that in the middle of this one. That'll be super cute. Perfect. We're set. Okay, so now we are on to the other 6. 3 covers done, 6 to go. So, like I said, I did a little pulling out of some Mrs. Coggs, and haven't really thought through these much more than, apparently this one I didn't decide anything on. I thought I was so ready for this video, and I am, because if we get these 4 done, that'll be good. I'll do the other 2 off camera, but okay. So then I had this one, and then this is the Artie Mays one that I wanted down there. So we just have to think about what it is we want to do with these. Let's just start with, oh, here it is. Never mind, I did have one for that, which is stinking adorable. Are you kidding me? Gosh, that's cute. Okay, I want to work with that one first. Okay, so I have these, you guys, and I've gotten these various places. These little, it's almost like, well, they're colored cardstock just cut into various size squares, and I find them super handy for doing little mats on different things. And as you can see, I've got different colors, and I was kind of thinking about matting this on some brown, and just, you know, it's mostly just to give the photo a little more definition. That's not bad, but I'm kind of wondering if there's another color that would go a little bit better with the, ooh, what's that? Excuse me, just, this one's a little, I don't know, it's got red tone. Ooh, look at that, that really pops that out a little bit more, doesn't it? And we'll just put her right there. Yeah, okay. So we'll put that one back to for another day. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is just, and I just eyeball this, you guys. I don't measure or anything. Am I in camera? Yeah. Somebody said when I go to the right, sometimes I'm out of camera, so I'm trying to correct that. And I just kind of put it down and think, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then I cut. So there's a little scrap for something else. But and then probably do cheesecloth underneath. But I'm definitely going to want to do some inking around the edges of the original photo. It covers up any white that you've left from cutting it out, and I don't know, I just think it finishes it nicely. Okay, so then we'll just put that on there, and that right about there. And I like having them up or down, because if we decide to do a tie closure, then it will be below the embellishment, if you will. So yeah. Okay, let's get her on her matting. So we just need kind of a thinner bead, and then I think we'll put some cheesecloth underneath of her probably. Gosh, I thought that was one of my hairs, and it was it was the string from the glue. So, oh my gosh, she's so adorable. Okay, so if we get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That there. Okay, and we'll just cut out a bit. this so that it's away, a little bit away from the spine. And then once again, we'll just add a good amount of glue to this so it sticks through and adheres down the cheesecloth too. Gosh, don't let me get crazy here. I should probably check my time and see if we're to an hour yet, but okay. So there's a slight little line here on the Prima paper that I'm lining up with, and then I'm just going to move it down a little bit. Okay. Oh my gosh, she is adorable. Got a little glue on her. That is sweet. Now, one thing I have to work with these is I do have some of this, which I got at Hobby Lobby. And so it makes super cute little kind of embellishments along the edge like that. So I think I'm gonna I might just put this along this edge just to give it a little, just one more layer, you know. That's cute. Of course, along the process, if you see, oh, like I should have put on like this little embellishment and didn't, you can always do it at other times. But basically, we're trying to get all of our covers completely done. So then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, that's cute. Okay, so now we're 4 out of 9 done. Where are we at? 52. Well, let's get started on another one. Maybe we'll do the Artie Mays one just for fun, which I think that is so stinking adorable. It's actually really pretty good on there without any embellishment. What do we want to do? Maybe thinking about a pocket with a little tag in it. That's what I'm thinking, because I like how the edge of this is. I want to ink it because I do see a few white spots, and it will just darken it a little, but she has already kind of distressed that edge. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I mean, just as something different, just going to put this on as a pocket. And I have that kind of lined up right there. I love this paper. It's already got lines on it. You can make sure things are straight. It's kind of awesome. Okay, and then what I'm wondering is if I have a little piece of the paper Well, you know what we could do is I'll show you how I made these tags out of the cutoffs. Is what we'll do. I'm just deciding which one I want to use. That would have the white. I kind of like this one. Okay. So so let's see, this is 8 1/4. So I think what I was I doing? Oh, I was putting those there. How did I do that? I was trying to remember. Let's see, 2, so 3, 3. It's kind of a, let's cut off 3 inches on each side. I think that would make a pretty good little tag. I lied. Let's do, let's do 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So see, that'll be a fun little piece that we can use somewhere. And then we'll just turn it upside down and we'll go 2 3/4 again. And voila, we've got our little tag. Isn't that cute how that works? And I think that's going to fit in our pocket. We'll see. I can always shave a little off if we have to. But let's give it a little inky here. I'm going to kind of ink right around where the tag's going to go to. Okay, so we're going to just see that slides in there, which it does. I kind of like it with a little bit of that showing. But then I think, I don't think I have any. I don't have any purple seam binding, but I'm thinking this green might be kind of nice. Like, what if we did this? Yeah, let's just cut that. Use it on something else if I don't like it here. And this is coffee dyed seam binding from Ooh La La Crafts. Let's just see if this will. Kind of like that. I'm going to want those shorter, I think, but let's get it in here and see what we think. Kind of run it right there. Here, I think that's cute. I actually think on this one, got some snippets there. I think on this one, because it is so light, I think I'm going to give it a little ink around the edge of the cover too. Yeah, I like that. It just needed a little something, and that was the something that it needed. Just needed a little ink around the edge. Oh my gosh, that's such a cute picture of that little girl. Yeah, that just gives it a little definition around the edge, which I think it needed. Okay, so now we have that one. So let's see, I've got 5 done, 4 to go. So here are the 5 that we did. So I am going to finish up the embellishing of these other 4 covers. We'll have our covers done, and next time we get together, we will do the next step, which is the doing the selection of the signatures. So I appreciate your coming along, and we'll just continue this little series of working with multiples with the next step. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.